Hi, I'm Sana, and welcome to another episode of the Elder Scrolls Online in chronological order. Right, in the last episode, we were still in Canarty's Roost. Now we're still in Canarty's Roost. We still have to do a few things. We were sent to investigate the spirits down below because they were healing the roots, but they were a spirit that can only heal, so the spirit might need protection as it is healing. So that's what we're about. I also I also noticed something. In the last episode I was talking about how I needed to swap some of my gear around because I have two characters who use the same build, which is a heavy attack build that utilizes the sergeant gear. And I said in the last episode, like, I really should just go and farm the items again, like do the dungeon and get the items. And then I was talking about how I couldn't be bothered for the jewels, for the jewelry, because it's just a bit of a hassle. I I swear I play this game. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, but I just forgot somehow that I have a transmutation station in my house. I have one. And I can just literally make a copy of an item that I already unlocked. So that's exactly what I did. I went onto my to my crafter who's got every trait already learned, and I just went in and I made another necklace, and I made another ring, and I made another chest piece, and I gave them to my Sork because this character already had the gear equipped, so I just gave them to the Sork that I'm playing on my own that uses the same sergeant gear. And I immediately made the gold quality as well. I was lucky enough to have everything to make everything gold quality, so I didn't really need to spend money on it. And now I don't need to swap my gear around. I'm such a dum-dum. I just completely forgot that there is a transmutation station in the game, and I have one in my house. Like, it's not as if I have to go out of my way to get to one. I think if you don't have one in your house, isn't it Clockwork City that introduced it for the first time? I think Clockwork City was a small DLC that came just slightly later after the Morrowind expansion. And here in the city, there is a transmutation station. So if you don't have one in your house, or you don't have a guild hall that has one, then you need to go to the Brass Fortress. And you need to go into one of the crafting areas over there. And then there is one that you can just use for free. I have one in my house, so it's very silly that I just didn't remember. I made the same mistake back in the day as well. I pressed all the wrong buttons. I made the same mistake a long time ago when these mythic items were introduced for the very first time, and Oaken Soul Ring became the to go to one bar accessory because it gives you so many buffs. So it makes up for the lack of not being able to weapon swap and really only using heavy attacks. It just didn't occur to me that I could use the transmutation station to make myself another Oaken Soul Ring. So what I did instead is I did the entire thing again, getting all the leads, scrying them all, excavating them all, and then putting them all together to make another Oaken Soul Ring, which is stupid. You don't need to do that. Just make a copy at the transmutation station and be done with it. I did the entire puzzle to get them all again because the leads they drop from very specific places, right? There is one that drops from it's one of those little chests in Murkmire, for example. They drop very specifically in Murkmire, they drop a lead, and then there are some other things that you need to do to get leads. So it's a very specific things that you need to seek out. It's very silly. Don't do them twice like I did. Just make a copy and be done. I have them twice now, which, yeah, whatever. It's whatever. But yeah, I completely forgot that you can just do that. So I don't have to swap my gear around anymore. So yay for me. Alright, what are we doing?
Been a Kwama master for over a decade. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm up to my neck in droppings, and I sure could use a hand getting out.
What's the problem?
Ever try piloting a ship through a hurricane while your entire cargo of Kwama eggs hatch and go bug nuts?
Whoa, no.
Been there. Can't recommend it.
Okay.
After we wrecked, they made a Kwama line toward this cave. I came after them, but they're a bit distracted.
What do you mean distracted?
They always get surly after hatching, but these Kwama are downright unsociable. I tried to stop them from chewing on those huge roots. They objected. Bumped into a fine-looking tree trunk on my way out. Thought I was done for, but it kept walking.
Oh, that's a spirit that's attempting to heal the roots.
Oh? Kwama didn't take to it, whatever it was. I heard them munching on it, same as those roots.
What?
The little one seems scared of it. If you can help the pretty tree trunk do what it needs to do, I bet they'll head back this way.
And what about big ones?
If they'd stop eating those giant roots, they might get better. But I don't blame you if you have to put down a few to save the rest.
Okay.
Just be careful. Nothing fiercer than a crazed Kwama. Not even my sister-in-law.
Okay, that was unnecessary. That was unnecessary. Alright, spirit, I'm helping you. Protect the spirit as it heals the roots. 0 out of 4. Okay. I'm just gonna stand here and watch this thing just slowly work its way around. It's gonna walk in a circle, I think. Here's a Kwama. Bye, Kwama. Okay, the music is way too epic for one Kwama. That was unnecessary as well. Okay, so indeed the small ones are friendly. The small ones don't really care. Just the big one then. Like those. Yeah, the music is way too epic for what's actually happening here. This is also not really exciting gameplay, is it? Oh well. There's also nothing to gather in here. Would be nice. I'm not sure how far I can stray. There is something to gather here. I'm not sure how far I can stray from this spirit and still get participation for helping it. Because I'm not really doing anything. Like, it's not as if there's mobs coming at the spirit that I need to actively protect it from. There is absolutely things to gather here. I'm just not seeing it. I'm very used to, on my other characters, I have the passive for Keen Eye that just shows, it lights up everything that you can gather. And I'm very used to having that. So when I'm not having it, I just don't see the materials to gather.
Praise Ifray. The miasma has cleared.
Yay!
Yet I sense this begins a new chapter for the great tree. Though the creatures gorge themselves upon its roots, this was a passing instinct. They can be taught to strengthen the great tree.
You sure the Kwama won't harm the great tree?
The Kwama will soon learn the cave is their nest and treat the spirit as their queen.
Okay.
Together, they'll guard the cave against intruders who seek to harm the great tree. A new story can frighten any creature, until it realizes its role within.
That's deep. Okay. Cool. Now we've done that. The Kwama will have a new goal in life, I guess. I still need to find the Marines. It's true. That would be my next quest. Find the missing Marines. Alright. Now where are all those Marines? I think my ESO Plus expires either today or tomorrow. So I figured I will just gather a little bit of everything whilst I still have it, because unfortunately I don't think I'll do another month of ESO Plus. That is because I am back to World of Warcraft. I am back to playing World of Warcraft. I got back I think 2 weeks ago. And I got back, I went back to one of my already leveled characters, which is usually something I don't do. Usually when I come back to a game that I have been away for a while, I need to make a new character to get back into the flow of the game. I didn't do that this time.
Bless Ifra. I'm glad you came by. Have you seen any other Marines along the beach?
Oh, Sergeant Furion sent me to find you.
She's alive. I suppose that's some luck amidst all this wreckage. Can't say the same for my leg. If I don't put too much weight on it, I can manage a good hobble.
Okay, well, there was Torchbuck treacle on the beach. I'm gonna find you some. Don't worry. Don't you worry. It would be a bit rude to say just push through. That's just not nice.
Praise the gods, you're back. I thought you were an A-list.
You okay? Bro, I went like 5 seconds. It took no longer than that.
Glow juice. By the gods, it just might. Soon as I can stand on my own, I'll head inland.
Alright, I'm gonna find the rest of your squad.
Blessings upon you, stranger. I'll limp my way inland and find a safer place to wait for Sergeant Furion. Just knowing she's out there gives me hope for the rest.
Alright. Okay, anyway. So I usually will go and make a new character after being away for so long. I didn't do that this time because it's very late into the season. We're currently in season 2 and I took a break at the end of season 1, so I missed almost the entirety of season 2 and we're almost ready for season 3. And usually what I do in the seasons is I would do Mythic Plus until I get an achievement called Keystone Master, which is a 2000 rating, which you get by completing dungeons on a key level. And the more clean you clear the dungeon with a time limit and less deaths and all of that, the higher your score is going to be. You need a score of 2000 for the achievement that I'm looking for. And I figured, well, I got back very late into the season. I can make a new character and level it and do whatever, or I can try to log back into one of my already existing max level characters and see if I am still able to get the achievement for Keystone Master while this season is still live. It's very late into the game and it might be difficult, but there's lots of catch-up mechanics for gear and whatnot. So I figured it might be possible to do that before season 3 starts.
I lost a lot of friends in that storm. Give me some good news.
Sergeant Furion sent me to find you.
I saw her swept overboard in that damn storm. Held on to the rigging long as I could, but it tore the skin off my palms.
Oof.
If I can't hold a weapon, I'm useless to my squad. Do you have any bandages? I lost my kit to the sea.
I have glow juice.
Blow juice? Used to think this stuff was only good for practical jokes on snowy days. Once I can heft Spleen Shanker, I'll push through the beach and find Sergeant Furion. How about you?
I told Sergeant Furion I'd find the rest of your squad.
Hope they appreciate their good fortune when you find them. I can get inland after I rest. Fight with purpose.
Gotcha. Fight with purpose. Okay. One more squad member, I think. But anyway, my story isn't finished yet. So I came back like I think 2 weeks ago, and I was really nervous to jump back into doing Mythic Plus dungeons without really knowing what I was doing. I was playing on a Discipline Priest, which is a healer that is currently very meta. It's very much the flavor of the month. And I never played a Disc Priest before, so I was a little bit nervous to just suddenly jump into the endgame content and try to push for Keystone Master on a healer that I had no experience with. But it's the only thing I play. I only play healers, so this is what I like to do. So that was a bit tricky.
Who are you? Were you part of the fleet?
No, just a stranger. I'm here to find you.
Alive? Good. That's good. Wave smashed me against the ship. Cracked a few ribs. Not the best feeling.
I have glow juice.
Tastes like sandals boiled in mint perfume.
Ew. Okay.
But if it knits my ribs, I'll drink the whole bottle.
Good. Well, I found everyone else.
Lieutenant Gellin pulled me ashore. Went to find shelter. Never came back. Headed to a nearby cave.
I bet he's dead.
Find him. Tell him we're all safe.
Okay. Sure. I bet he's dead. I bet he's super dead. So, anyway, to continue my story that nobody asked for as well. I luckily had a friend online who has a much higher rating than me, who actually did play Season 2 all the way. He had like 3,000 something rating, so he offered to help me to get back into the dungeons. It's always easier when there's someone in your group that's a little bit more experienced, and we were able to chat on Discord, so he was able to tell me the mechanics of the dungeons and whatnot. And that kind of gave me the initial boost of confidence that I needed to push on further. Then I had some other friends who also were slacking this season that also needed to start from the beginning to get their rating for Keystone Master, so we teamed up together as well. And I got it done. Within the first week of me returning, I got my 2000 rating as a Disc Priest. I am now no longer inexperienced on this healer. Actually, in fact, I think it might be the most fun healer to play. But my opinions might change because I'm fickle like that. I might absolutely think that Resto Shaman is going to be more fun next season. Who knows? I tend to play Flavor of the Month because I pug most of my keys. And pugs usually tend to pick whatever healer is meta because they don't want to risk inexperienced players on a class that is already suboptimal anyway. So I tend to always play Flavor of the Month, which is annoying in one hand, and on the other hand, it kind of allows me to play a variety of different healers and get to learn them. So I get to be experienced on all types of different healers, which is kind of fun. I knew he was dead. Just knew it. He appeared to have died recently. Many shallow cuts. Greenish foam mingles with the smeared blood. Strange repetitive patterns. His blood was smeared across the uncut portions of skin to create wave-like symbols. Maumer? Has he been killed by Maumer? The Sea Elves? The plot thickens. Murder! There has been a murder! Okay. Your captain is dead.
Turns out my squad were the ones who found me. Ever consider a career as a Dominion Marine?
No.
You'd make quite a scout.
No, thank you.
My squad said you were looking for Lieutenant Gellin. Have you found him?
Someone killed him.
What do you mean?
He was killed in a ritual.
First, a hurricane blows out of nowhere and destroys our fleet. Then, an able-bodied Dominion Marine is captured and tortured to death. What else was in that cave?
Bones, candles, snakes, wooden pots.
Some kind of sacrifice? This is too big for my squad to handle. We need reinforcements. Nistel spotted a beached ship nearby. It looks intact, and she spotted Dominion sailors aboard.
Okay, so what you gonna do?
We need to combine our forces and find who murdered Lieutenant Gellin. My squad and I need to pull his body out of that damn cave. Would you warn the sailors on that beached ship? They need to know it's not safe to wander around.
Sure.
Wait, take this. I found some glow juice while I was looking for my squad, but they're on the mend. You'll get used to the taste.
Thanks.
We'll be along shortly. Watch yourself.
I got potions. That's very nice of them. Okay. But, well, that was the end of my little World of Warcraft story, I guess. I did come back to WoW. We're playing WoW for, as my main MMO, really, that I'm not making any Let's Plays for or whatever. So that's where the sub money went. And not to Elder Scrolls Online for another month. It's unfortunate because I really like it. I like being able to just gather everything I see and craft everything and deconstruct and not having to worry about inventory. loot everything, every chest. It's so much more fun if you can just do everything. Also, the amount of furnishing that you have in your house being doubled, and it's just so much nicer if you have ESO Plus. But I can't afford to have 2 games with subs. That's just not happening. And if I'm being brutally honest, I play World of Warcraft currently more than I play ESO, so the sub is more justified. I feel like I'm getting more out of my money if I play a game that I play for longer hours than Elder Scrolls. So unfortunately, that's what it is. ESO Plus is like, it's a good thing and it's the worst thing ever, because the crafting bag is just so good. And it really is a bummer that they locked it behind money. It's not fair. But if it's your main game, then obviously it's a very good investment. And, you know, you get crowns every time you sub as well. So you get to get some crates or do whatever with them, which is really nice. But yeah, I only want to have 1 sub active. And it's going to be World of Warcraft for me. So we'll just keep playing, so we just won't be looting anything like I've done for the majority of this Let's Play already. I just won't loot anything, and everything that I do get I'll just sell instead of deconstruct. It's kind of whatever. It works out just fine. It's just that, you know, if you're into crafting and gathering, then it's a real bummer. But if you don't really care for it, then it doesn't matter.
Finish repairs by high tide.
It's fine. Alright, let's talk to Oblan.
You want to slick our sea viper or
No.
cabbage-mouthed castaway?
Not really.
State your business with the crew of the Prowler.
Dominion Marine was killed in a nearby cave.
The hurricane killed hundreds of Marines. Why does it matter if one of them died in the cave?
Because it was a ritual.
Oh. Well, the Prowler is like a hen in a wolf den until she's seaworthy again. Maybe your Marines can prove they're more than 2-legged cargo and shiny armor. If they pitch in, I'll consider reinforcements. Are they up for it? Or are they all talk?
I'm sure they'll help where they can.
And I'm sure they'll be as useful as they were in the hurricane. Should they care to prove otherwise, they're welcome to do actual work patching leaks in the Prowler's hold. Maybe they can locate a replacement helmsman's wheel in all this wreckage.
Okay.
Oh, and our Sunsighter. It must have fallen overboard when we beached. Our lookout saw those skink-fingered pirates make off with it. You'll have to get the Sunsighter back, any way you can.
Okay.
Sure, talking's easier than working. Well?
What's a Sunsighter?
Captain Jimala uses it to navigate.
Oh.
I could tell you how the sun and stars show the ship's exact position, but none of it matters while it's in the Sea Viper's hands.
Okay, what's a Sea Viper?
Barnacles on the arse. They're all sea elves. Malmer, they call themselves. Nothing more than pirates, if you ask me. Some say they have a connection to the water itself, but it's a lie. Anyone can learn weather magic like they do.
Okay, what's the Prowler?
The pride of the long coast. We'll sail for the Dominion as long as they pay us to raid enemy shipping.
So you're pirates?
Joan and Jode, don't let the captain hear you say that. Pirates steal and pillage for themselves. We're privateers, so we do it for whoever pays us. A crucial distinction.
Sure, if that helps you sleep at night. Who's in charge?
Captain Jimala took over the Prowler a few years ago. She's smart, cunning, and deadly dangerous when provoked. She's also luckier than anyone I served. Every ship in the fleet smashed to flinders on Kennarthy's roost. Every ship but the Prowler.
Right. Okay, we got a few things to do.
These aren't Dominion sailors. They're privateers. Just our luck.
He did promise. Well, he didn't promise. He said he would consider it. He would consider reinforcements if the Prowler is repaired.
We'll show that old sea cat what Dominion Marines can do.
Okay. We need a replacement helmsman wheel.
Edalus is the best scrounger in the regiment. If you want, I can send him out to look for a helmsman's wheel.
Okay, do it.
He's on his way. Anything else we can do?
There is leaks that need patching.
Miss Stella's is good with a mallet as she is with her sword. I can have her patch the Prowler's leaks.
Yes.
She'll have those leaks fixed in no time. What else?
We need a Sunsighter that was stolen.
Onglorn is our best tracker. He can recover the Sunsighter in no time.
Alright, do it.
I almost pity the Sea Viper who's holding on to the Sunsighter. Onglorn will recover it soon enough. What else needs doing?
Nothing, that was it.
Maybe it's time for that mangy privateer to make good on his promise. Maybe you should do the talking. I'll just rub it in.
Right.
That was fast.
Yeah.
All right. There's room on the Prowler for your marine friends, as long as they work for their meals.
You promised reinforcements.
I said I'd consider.
That's what I said. He
Captain
didn't
Jimler
promise
is
anything.
the only one who can make that call.
Then why am I talking to you and not to Chimela? What did your captain say?
Something you'll want to hear. You just made the Prowler seaworthy, and Captain Jimela always pays her debts. Go talk to her. She only bites if you give her good reason.
Why am I still talking to you? Why am I hearing your voice? You've got nothing to say. I want to talk to someone who actually has some authority.
Due to your efforts, the Prowler is
Oh, her
free
eyes
to
are
sail
pretty.
once the tide comes in. Those Marines did their part as well. I have no reinforcements, but I offer something better. I know who's killing the Dominion soldiers, and I know how to stop it.
What do you mean?
Our lookout watched the Sea Vipers drag a Dominion Marine into a cave. Later, he saw your friends remove the Marine's body. If we weren't so short-handed, I'd have ordered his rescue. But 3 of my own crew were missing.
What happened to your crew?
Before we understood the danger, I sent my crew to scavenge among the shoals so we might repair the Prowler. We thought they disappeared, but one just returned, and she tells a harrowing tale.
Can you just hurry up and get to the point?
The Sea Vipers happened. Now there's a new storm brewing, and I fear they're the cause of it. Mustangui recovers below. Hear what she has to say for yourself.
This entire meeting could have been an email. That's all I have to say about this. Alright, where's this person? What you gotta say?
The Sea Vipers are insane! They're trying to create another hurricane!
Another hurricane?
Sir Verkvild and I were scavenging for a replacement helmsman's wheel when the Sea Vipers
You needed
ambushed
3
us.
people for that?
They brought us to the island with the beached Dominion flagship. They'd done things there. Terrible things.
Yeah, what did they do?
Those filthy Maormer dragged my mates up and tied them to these serpent-shaped statues. Then they started chanting, and lightning surrounded them. That's when the storm began to form around the island.
So they created the storm, okay.
Yes, I'm sure of it. It was a terrible sight. The Sea Vipers were so caught up in the ritual, I slipped free.
Lucky.
I tried to grab Sir, but the lightning held him fast. Then one of the Sea Vipers yanked at him. I saw the Maormer's wrist glow.
Glowy wrist? Why?
The Maormer wore lodestones on their wrists. It let them ignore those lightning bonds, but I couldn't find any more, so I jumped off the ship and swam for it. Please, don't let them sacrifice my crewmates.
I'll do the dirty work. Okay. Well, those mom are up to no good, that's for sure. This is, of course, the moment where we all ask Malmor playable race when. Or at least some more customization options for making us look more like CLs. That would be nice. That would be fun. Do you think they'll ever add another race to Elder Scrolls Online? I would really like a new race. That would be so cool, but they're so stuck in their lore, of course, that gives almost no room for anything. Okay, I got lodestones. It gives almost no room for any creativity because it has to fit in the lore. So they can't just add, like, I don't know, something small and furry like or whatever. they can't add something that doesn't exist in the lore already. Like, they're very much set in stone right now. So that doesn't leave for a lot of room for new races to play, but I would love a new race. Like, new classes and subclasses is fun and all, but something if it's very exciting about playing a brand new race with new racials and just how the transmog looks and whatnot. Oh well, you're in a pickle. Let me help you.
The Those sea vipers are insane!
Yeah, the other one told me that as well. I'm sure there is a boss spawning here at some point, right?
They won't kill me today!
Alright. So sometimes there is also a boss spawning here, but there are always loads of people around. And you don't always get the chance to fight the enemy, unfortunately. It's a good thing though that no matter where you go, no matter the zone, no matter the time, there are always people around. Like if you're looking for a social game, there's loads of people around here. And not everyone might want to have a conversation with you, but at least you can try. It's just for moments like this when I know that there is a bigger boss fighting and I kind of want to kill it to get like the full scope of the story and what we're doing right now with this quest. It's a bummer that you don't get the opportunity. But I also get that they can't make everything a solo instance just so that you get the experience. But it would have been nice.
Sur and Werkwild returned just after the skies cleared up. They're a bit damp, but otherwise all right. My lookout says I have you to thank.
Yes, I stopped the ritual and freed your crewmen.
Then we'll finish repairs and shove off at high tide. Oh, your marine friends fended off sea vipers while you rescued my crew. They're welcome aboard, as long as they want.
Yay!
Perhaps we'll see you at Mistral. You'll
That's where I
always
need
have
to
a
go.
place on the Prowler.
Thank you. Okay.
Make sure you check the hull for holes.
Okay. I like that it says this. The Morning Stone is the source of ritual power. The sea vipers can create storms with ritual magic. Go to Mistral. Okay. Did I do everything else in here then? I did. Look at that. I'm missing the Sky Shard, which is here. We're missing this one, which is over here. Cat's Eye and Mistral. Mistral. And the other quests are also in Mistral, so that's exactly where we're going. Cool. Alright. What's the easiest way of getting there?
The prowler will float.
It's not the way I'm walking, that's for sure. I don't... Can't save me. Like, me and navigation, we're never ever going to be friends. Okay, there should be a bridge somewhere to Mistral, right? I took the most unlogical path. Sometimes I even amaze myself. I'm like, how did I walk? Why did I not just pick a straight path? Like, follow the road, Zana. Follow the road. But nah. How about we don't? Oh, I was meant to go with that one. Oh, I took the wrong... I wanted to go on that bridge, but I took the wrong bridge instead. Oh, I'm close to the way shrine here though. Whoop. Get way shrine. And... Harazumdar. Hello.
This one has heard reports. You've kept busy. Good. You fit in now more than ever. How did things go?
I put an end to the troubles in the Shattered Shoals and the Temple of the Morning Springs.
Clearly, you were meant to help us out.
Sure.
Joan and Jode have a sense of humor, yes? And of course, Raz thinks discretion deserves a reward.
Yay, rewards.
Keep your wits about you, my new friend. Mistral's houses cast deep shadows, and vipers lurk in the tall grass.
What do you mean?
Mistral is the jewel of the southern seas, a free port with trade ties to half of Tamriel. Ambassadors from the Dominion arrived weeks ago to negotiate its admission into the Alliance. Unfortunately, things have not gone smoothly.
What happens?
Kenarthi's Roost has an old treaty with the Maumar. They claim the Dominion fleet intended to invade their home waters. It's a sticking point in the negotiations. The Sylvanar could use some help. Find him, give him this token. He'll know you are a friend.
Okay.
Without Mistral's support, The Dominion will have precious little defense on its southern coasts. But we are not here to conquer anyone. The Sylvanar knows this. He is in the Chancery, seeking a peaceful resolution here.
Okay, who is the Sylvanar?
He is the voice and spirit of the Wood Elves. They say he is, was, and will be their greatest leader, whatever that means.
Okay.
This one knows him as an unrivaled diplomat. He is also the Dominion's best hope of resolving this matter peacefully.
Don't really care, but tell me more about the Dominion anyway.
The High Elves, Wood Elves, and Khajiit stand united under the Eagle Banner. We secure our borders against invaders from the Covenant and Pact, but it is no easy task. And Queen Irene leads our Dominion, of course.
And who are you really?
Razumdar is just a simple Khajiit.
Sure.
He seeks the best for all the people of Tamriel. Also, a saddle that won't pinch the tail. One day.
I don't know what that means, but goodbye.
Grolor, you used to be in the military. Does the Dominion hire sellswords?
What gave you that idea? Seriously, keep down about that.
Deserter.
Coward.
Coward. I like it. Alright, we arrived at Mistral. Hooray.
Is the Sylvanar blind?
Is the Sylvanar blind?
Every one of these sea elves is a venomous serpent waiting to strike. We should have cleansed this place of Maormer scum the moment we arrived.
I mean, tell him. Tell him. I don't really trust him Maormer either. But,
A real, live dog.
Dog?
Do not worry. It is safely caged.
Thank God. I mean, as someone who unfortunately has an irrational fear of dogs, this feels all too real for me.
The Harab would not let it tear the flesh from your bones.
It's funny because they're Khajiit, they're cats. It's so funny. It's just a small little thing. I always like this.
Marvel at its slavering maw.
Okay. I mean, I do have an irrational fear of dogs, unfortunately. So I feel this. I am definitely a cat person. Whenever I see someone walking a dog, I take a very, very big detour to not have to cross its path. Oh well. Okay, she's very loud though, isn't she? Okay. Maybe just move a little bit more over here. I am going to leave this episode right here. We will continue with the affairs in Mistral in the next episode. So with that said, I want to thank you all so much for watching. There is a link in the description below if you want to know about the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!